as far as cooking goes, so we may need supplies, more modern, supplies of things like equipment and stuff that are out there, things that we may not are not familiar with because we're just doing this still the old-fashioned way, just using an oven. And it's like there's so many different things out there that we could use to add, to help us and help the employees. So I think that would be great.
Yeah, we when we came, we had a convection oven. Half of it worked from the building we bought. I ended up buying just a TV. I mean, not TV. A residential oven, just to have for backup. Well, the convection oven had broken down. Now the burners still work, and they're pretty nice burners, so I've just kept it around. But then we've been using just your typical house stove, and granted we are pretty slow, so I can get away with it. And we do have a salamander, but I definitely would love to have a $3,000 stove, commercial one. There's some tiles in the kitchen that really need to be fixed. So there's definitely things inside that need to be done. That I would want to have done out of the 50 grand. So really, like the cactus probably be like more of a 40 grand cactus, but I think we could make a big old cactus for 40 grand. I sure hope so. We got to make sure it don't blow away. We had a few tornadoes here, but it would be so cool and eye catching, and I pray it would be here after I'm passed to still be here. So that's the whole goal, and just to be successful here and make it happen and continue what my grandmother started, and be here for the long haul.
So one thing that stood out to me, you guys are running this restaurant using appliances that you would find in like a residential home?
Yeah,
the stove. Yeah, the stove is just a residential stove right now, but we make it work. We've
I need a silent statement that says that. We're doing okay, but we're running this restaurant with kitchen equipment that you would find in a residential home. We only have a 4-burner stove. We have a small oven. To really improve, we really need industrial, restaurant kitchen equipment.
Yeah, at the moment our stove is a residential stove. So if we want to step up and have the business that we want to have, that we dream to have, we're definitely going to need a commercial stove, something that convection, something that just kicks food out fast. We've been making do. We've done a lot of catering throughout the years using other people's kitchens, so we that's why we can adapt to to just a residential stove, because we've done it before. But that was in the 90s and 80s. It's 2019. We're about 2020s, and we need to just be hip on the times, the modern times, and a nice industrial oven would be awesome.
it'd be great for production. It'd be great for for the employees. It would just be all around a definite upgrade, a needed upgrade for us.
That was great. Rudy, tell me. Restaurant industry is in my blood. I've been grating cheese at 8, washing dishes at 10, cooking at 15, own my own restaurant at 23. This is what I was born to do, but we just need a little bit of extra help to get us over the hump, and I bet this restaurant will be a great success.
Okay. Yeah, so I started grating cheese at 8, washing dishes at 10. Started a waiter at 15, running my dad's gigs at 16. Had my own restaurant at 23. So it's in my blood, and it's all I know. It's what I love. It's what I've always loved. Now with here, being so new, we need to set ourselves apart. And with this trip, and with the soon-to-be learned knowledge, and hopefully, God willing, we win the renovations, it would definitely set us apart and get us over this first year hump and into 3, 4, 5 years, and then we've made it.
That was perfect. Now both of you guys can talk about how it's up to you to continue the business for the Navarretes that came before you and the Navarretes that are going to come after you. Tell me that there's a lot riding on this for your family. You need to keep it open. I mean, I don't know if you guys don't have kids, but you want your family to be there,
You want to?
Yeah, this tradition that when I started working and I started realizing that as I was getting older, it was just work became a part of life. and I had that opportunity to go to college and had the opportunity to do all these things that I was like, why do that? I have a job and I have something to do that I like. And so I just, at first I just continued to just do it just because it was something I had learned and I was good at. And then it just started evolving to something even greater. Like I just started becoming more of a man. And then I started really taking on the whole idea of, how to run a kitchen, how to use all the equipment, even to learn how to, work a business. And so it's like, our whole family, in my generation, it's like, this is a life. You know what I mean? If I stop doing this, it's too late for me to go try to get another job. At least that's what I feel right now. It's even maybe too late for me to even go to college. It's like, okay, look, I got to get this done. Like I got to do it. I got to figure it out. If it's not working, I'm gonna fix it. Otherwise, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? I already chose this a long time ago, and so I guess I'm just gonna keep on cooking and keep on going as long as it, as far as it takes me.
With myself,
That was great. But wait, can I just want to Ruben a little bit more. So tell me, as a real chef, Ruben, like you don't own the restaurant. Like, how great would this be for you to learn about authentic Mexican cooking for someone that doesn't even know Spanish or anything like that?
Yeah, and like I said, in my generation, I didn't really have the opportunity to have the money to start my own business, like my cousin here. But we still worked well together, and we still kept on working, and it was like, okay, one of us has to make it. So somebody in our family, we feel, has to continue to spread this tradition. Not only just for livelihood, but for each other. For when we have jobs, when we can't get a job somewhere else, or when we failed maybe in school, or whatever things in life that can happen. It's like we got to be here for each other. We got to survive. And that's what we got to do, and that's what we learned in our family, and that's just the way it is. Like I said, I never had a chance to do my own thing. There's times when I've done my own little catering things and stuff like that, but I never really had a chance to just start up a business. You know what I mean? I never really had an opportunity to do something like that. So for me to just continue going just as chef, that's good enough. You know what I mean? At least I have money when I need it. You know what I mean? I don't have to go do some special schooling or some special thing. This is who and what I am, and this is what I can do.
well, myself growing up in Navarrete, I was very proud of it because we have just a good reputation. So it was something that I embraced, and I started when I was very proud to grade that cheese at 8 and wash dishes at 10 and do my very best because and I love my grandmother so much, and it was just all around good, and it's just what I meant to do. And I'm the first one to branch out of our hometown, and so I just want to make it bigger than what she's ever dreamt of. And I do my best, and herself and elders before me planted the tree that way I could sit in the shade. That was at home in my hometown, but now I'm in a whole new market, so I gotta keep growing that tree, so I can plant shade for future whoever in the future wants to carry on the legacy.
Talk a little bit about no, you guys didn't go to culinary school, but you're great chefs, and going down to Mexico is going to be the most beneficial education that you can ever imagine for the livelihood of your restaurant, to learn these new or the old techniques that are going to be new for you. So you can start with, no, we didn't go to culinary school, but we're awesome chefs.
Yeah.
But going down to Mexico, it's really going to help us hone our craft and be even better than what we are.
Just to let you know, I do have a year of culinary school. Me.
Yeah, you did. You worked for one.
That's not a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a whole lot, but I just don't want to be like called out on a lie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
You're not going to get called out of it.
I get what you're saying, though.
But you get what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
seems like with your restaurant experience, going to culinary school for that 1 year,
I'll start.
You didn't learn anything that you didn't already know, did you?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll start
You'll
this
start. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, what greater way to learn in this industry other than just putting your hands to it. You know what I mean? Everybody can say all they want to say, but unless if you really put your hands to it, you're really not doing it. You know, you still have to learn to get your hands on there and learn that way, and that's the best way to learn. So this experience of going down to Mexico City and getting our hands and our eyes into the culture and learn those different things, that would definitely put us, you know, in an educational, you know what I mean, in an educational type of situation that's beyond anything. I mean, what else can teach better than that? You know, what else can teach better than the experience itself of just being there and listening and watching and moving your hands and doing it? You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that.
I had a little bit of culinary school, but you know, with a lot of so much of it is irrelevant. You know, whether it's a math class or you know business 1.1 when it comes to cooking. Now and nothing is compares to experience, especially something that you care about, that you're passionate about. You know, I could learn to cook a Indian food dish or whatever, but it's not. Well, I'm never going to start an Indian restaurant. So if I can learn how to cook Mexican food in a different perspective, it'd be nothing but positive, and I would soak it up like a sponge and try to get as much information and knowledge that I could off it.
You guys think being a little bit more authentic will really help you guys? Like, you guys serve like Tex-Mex kind of stuff, but being more authentic Mexican, do you think that's really going to help you guys?
I think it definitely could help. It could definitely help because we may need to add something more. In today's generations, they want a lot of this authentic, and we're trying to keep it traditional and trying to still do the Mexican American thing, and that works for a lot of people still. And there's still a lot of restaurants out there that are still doing it, and so we're just trying to keep it simple and keep going in that same direction. But if we have to put something a little more authentic and do something a little more authentic, like sometimes a customer will ask, if we make it a little bit hotter, can we, do it like this? Do you have, the tamales like cooking like that or whatever, And so if we can get those things into our system and into our knowledge, you know what I mean? We can, we may be able to make a change. It could be the change that puts us, over the top and getting out of the red.
Well, when my grandmother started it, I'm all for evolving, because when my grandmother started it, she only used ground beef, beans, rice, and sauces. And that's because it was a foreign food. And then in time, we have evolved and added stuff, chicken, pork, steak, chicken mole, tamales. All that stuff was added on afterwards because it was just moving with the times. But when there wasn't even when people were wondering what's a taco, if you start whipping up mole, it might have been just kind of intimidating. So, but the way it is now, no matter what part of the country you're at, you're gonna know what Mexican food is for the most part, and like for mole, I love doing mole here because probably, I'm not joking, 90% of people have never even heard of mole, who we cater to. Now we're in the Midwest, so upper Midwest at that, so you know what I mean. And then it's just when it hits their taste buds, it's stuff they've never had before. So to learn another dish that I know they've never had before, it would be amazing. And mole is just yeah, it's my, other than the Rudy Special, that's my go-to, is that mole, which is made from scratch. My grandmother taught me how to make that. Tamales are excellent. My grandmother taught me how to make that. The rest I learned from my dad and learned from my grandmother. But to have a whatever dish, just create something different. I'm all about that unique. That's why I give the menu 101s to every new customer, because otherwise they order something safe like a taco or a plain burrito. Now they're good, but if you're like, hey, make me something, showcase me something, it's not going to be a hard shell taco, you know what I mean? Because it's just, I want to make the Rudy Special or the mole or the burrito with chili gravy or the entomatada, stuff that you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, I'm talking about in the United States, you know what I mean? You ain't going to find the Rudy Special, the entomatada, or the burrito with chili gravy or chili gravy at all. So, I'm thankful to be a part of what she created, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's definitely something I want to talk about, because it's very something that's unique to your restaurant, but it's not really something that's authentic Mexican. So talk about, like, we have stuff like that. People in your area love it though, right?
Yeah, we cater pretty much Caucasians. I mean,
Okay.
but
Yeah, but like here's where I wanted you to go with this.
Okay.
We have things on our menu that are not authentic Mexican. Chili burger. We have the taco burger. Chili gravy. Because we cater to the people, to our customers, and that's what they like. But if we can stay ahead of the trends and still incorporate real authentic Mexican food, then we have best of both worlds.
right. Yeah, so we got Tex-Mex stuff, which is just kind of for the masses. Everybody understands it. Everybody knows what a taco burger is. But to have something, to have best of both worlds, to add a couple more dishes that you're gonna only get at a Mexican food place versus you're not gonna get at a Tex-Mexican food place, and we can incorporate both of them. It would be best of both worlds, and that would be exciting, and I know people would love it, especially here locally. They'd have the option, what's that? And then the curious people, which a lot of people are curious, and open-minded to try new things, and all of a sudden they're going to go tell all their friends about this new item, and then they're going to be a social media buzz, and next thing you know,
So,
they're packed.
for instance, on the menu, we don't have salsa verde, which is a traditional Mexican sauce. We don't have that on the menu. But there are food items that we do have that if we put that salsa verde on there, it would make it a little more authentic, but it would still be that Tex-Mex. And that's what we're about, just still trying to keep the tradition and trying to keep the culture at the same time. Now, when all this started, it was the farmers who our grandmother was catering to. These people that didn't really have time to go to a city out to eat. We'd go into their farm towns and create this dish for them. And so that was kind of how it all started, and that's kind of our tradition. But now we're in a city, and we're trying to learn how can we incorporate different ideas, different things, and we think that having this authentic twist to it, maybe adding something like that to the menu might put us out of the red.
That was great. All right, Rudy, just give me one sentence. We have a lot of things on the menu that aren't authentic Mexican, like our taco burger and chili gravy. That's it.
We have a lot of things on our menu that aren't authentic Mexican, like our chili gravy or taco burger.
Perfect. And we have that stuff on the menu because we cater to the people that are around us, and those are the things that they like.
Yeah, we have them things on our menu because we're here in the Midwest, and it's comfort food for them, from what they know, since they recall having stuff like that. So it's also it's great to have that on menu, but also to incorporate some authentic dishes would be great for us too, to try to get to appeal to other clientele, who are searching for the authentic as well.
And so another example would be like for the cheese. Who doesn't like shredded cheddar cheese? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of how our grandmothers decided to say everybody loves cheese. Let's use this cheese, And so there's all different kinds of cheeses out there. None that we're really familiar with, and that we're not. It's not on our menu, So these kind of things that we might learn, with different styles of this cheese or that cheese, or like a taco burger. What is a taco burger? You know what I mean? Like how can we make that more something Mexican? And so a real authentic sandwich would be the torta, And so then it's like, okay, how can we get this something down to where we can feed both people, make it maybe a little more, because in history it's starting to curve. I think that everybody's starting to like that authentic dish, and people, though, still, these older farmers still like this traditional Tex-Mex. A lot of people are wanting this new authentic taste.